Did you ever go to the island with him? Did he ever take you to the island with him?
No, I was on that island once in 2000 at the Millennial New Year, the Y2K.
Yeah.
I was in the Virgin Islands sailing around, and I stopped at his island. He told me to see what he bought because he didn't fix the place up yet.
He had just bought it.
Well, I don't remember what year he bought it, but he didn't build it out yet. So I went to see what he had there. So, and he wasn't there at the time. So I just went to see what he bought.
Oh, so he wasn't even at the place?
When I was there, no.
Was Jelaine at the place?
No.
Okay.
Just the caretakers were there.
The caretakers were there. So you were never there when there was a party and with the girls and all this stuff?
No, like I said, we didn't hang out together. We didn't socialize together.
When you heard all the news and the accusations that all these, hey, Bill Clinton was flight log is this, and you see the flight log list with all these famous names that you hear about. I mean, you've seen the names. I don't need to tell you the names. So many powerful people that actually went to the island. Do you sit there and say, yeah, he probably did some stuff he shouldn't have done, and he's probably guilty of it, some of the things that he did with the young,
Well, he told me he was getting in trouble for being with girls that were too young. He didn't deny that, so I figured he was, he was sort of accepting the fact that he was with girls. Now, whether or not he knew they were too young, I'm not trying to defend him, but people are telling me that girls have said that they were told to tell him that they were of age, that they weren't underage. This is again, I like to stick with facts, so this is secondhand information.
Right.
But journalists who have spoken to some of the girls have said that they were told not to tell him their true age.
When you went into the house, did you see any famous paintings like, the Bill Clinton painting people are talking about?
I didn't see that painting, no.
Oh, you didn't see, because this is 2000. Maybe it took a lot longer to paint that painting.
Yeah, I don't know when.
Who knows? It's a legendary painting. So, okay. The Diddy case. Are you following the Diddy case at all?
No, not whatsoever, no.
You're not a big Diddy
I have
guy?
no interest.
You don't listen to hip-hop? You're not a hip-hop guy?
No. Well, I mean, I like some music, but I'm not interested in Diddy.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, let me kind of give you why I'm bringing the Diddy case, which is kind of interesting, is the claims against Diddy by, maybe Gene Deal, his former bodyguard that was with him all the time, or some of these other names that are coming and making the claims, Jaguar Wright and all this stuff. And all of a sudden, boom, they're raiding his Miami home and his LA home, right? Okay. And, I go back and I sit there and say, well, if you went to a Diddy party, he had cameras everywhere. He recorded everything. So what if he's got videos on all these other people? And if he's got these videos, they're worried that what if Diddy decides to leak those videos? And what if Diddy got so much power with these videos that he's negotiating it to get full protection and he's kind of pushing the weight a little bit too much? And hey, man, you just crossed the line and you're not as powerful as you think you are because these videos that you have and these tapes that we can really destroy your life. Well, if you do, and then you think, well, Epstein, who had all these parties and maybe people that went to his place and everybody wonders, how did Epstein even make his money? Your impression of the guy, being a billionaire, $600-700 million. What is your impression of how your brother made his money? Because he made a lot of money.
He made a lot of money. Well, he started on Wall Street when he was young. And he started on Wall Street when...
He was a math teacher before, right? Or something like that.
Yeah, he taught math at in the school in New York City.
Right.
Yeah. Well, he was very good at math.
Right.
Let's just put it that way. And he was on Wall Street in the days when Wall Street was like the Wild West. And there was a lot of corruption going on. I remember we were still living in Brooklyn, and he started on Wall Street. And he came home one day. This got to be in the probably the late 70s when he started. And he said to me, I'll never forget, he said, if the general population knew what was taking place on Wall Street, there'd be a revolution in this country. That's a direct quote from him in the late 70s.
In the late 70s?
Yeah, when he started on Wall Street. He was like the youngest partner on Wall Street, where he became a partner in Bear Stearns.
Got it. Yeah.
And he all the corruption going on.
He looks like a skinny Lou Ferrigno here.
Yeah.
I don't know if you know. Yeah. Does he not? Am I like the only one?
Absolutely.
Put a Lou Ferrigno next to him. He looks like a Lou Ferrigno twin.
That's why I'm laughing, because it's so true.
Type in young. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he looks just like Lou Ferrigno. No relation, right? You guys?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Wow, that was a little too close. Look at that. That is wild.
Very perceptive on your part.
Yeah. So late 70s, it says if the market knew how much corruption there is.
If the population knew how much corruption and what was taking place on Wall Street, there'd be a revolution in it.
Did he ever break it down and kind of give you some ideas, or not really?
Yeah, he gave me, for instance.
What was some of the
Well,
things?
one instance I remember, he said in the old days, before they changed things, a broker would buy, say, $1 million worth of stock in the morning, and then he'd maybe sell it at the end of the day. If the stock went up, he would then apportion it to the clients he liked. If the stock went up, he'd say, okay, I bought $200,000 for client A, $200,000, for different people, and they'd get the gains. And if the stock went down for some reason, he can give the losses to whoever he wanted to give the losses to. So that's been changed. From what I understand now, well, brokers not really around like they used to be. Everybody's doing their own work. But then when they changed it, when a broker bought the stock in the morning, he had to declare then who he was buying it for. So that if the stock went up or the stock went down, those people got the gain or the loss. He couldn't then give the gains to his friends and the losses to
his
somebody.
enemies.
Right. So that was like just one simple example of what used to take place.
Anything else he told you, or no?
Well, yeah. Then he actually hooked up with an attorney, and they started going after brokers that were ripping people off. I remember there was one case. I don't know who the client was, but the guy gave a broker $3 million to invest. And after a number of trades, the money was gone. And the broker basically said, well, we made 10 trades and they all lost. Now, Jeffrey was a mathematician, and he knew that statistically, it's almost impossible to lose 10 trades in a row, just like it's almost impossible to win 10 trades in a row. Like the odds are kind of the same. So when he sees that every trade was a loss, even if you did it randomly, you're going to get some gains. So then they started digging into this, and they found that there was a lot more trades made, and money was mishandled, and they would go after the broker and reclaim money, and whatever monies they reclaimed for the investors, they got 50% of. So they made a lot of money reclaiming money that was basically stolen from investors. This is what used to take place.
So what was? But I mean, all of that stuff is great, but. Mark, to go from $500,000 here, $1 million here, $2 million here, $3 million here, $5 million there, $10 million there, it's hard to make six figures. It's harder to make $1 million. It's harder to make $10 million. $600-700 million. How do you make that kind of money?
He made good investments.
Do you know anyone the best investments he ever made?
He made? I don't know anyone in particular. I know. We didn't talk too much about it, but I know at one point in time he owned or was one of the owners, if not the owner, of the company that made football helmets. I think it's Lauderdale. Mm-hmm. They make all the sports team helmets. Mm-hmm. He bought that company. They were in trouble or something, and he eventually sold it and made a lot of money with that. I don't know the details of it, but I know he sent me a helmet, so I knew that he actually had the company.
Who is this one guy that we did 2 stories on? The one billionaire that said he paid $120 million of consulting fee to Jeffrey Epstein.
Oh, that was Black.
Yeah, that's Black, right?
Yeah, because I heard that on the news also.
Yeah, Leon Black.
Yeah.
Can you go up and just put Leon Black and put Epstein? Leon Black, Epstein. For estate planning is what I remember. Estate planning. He said he spent there it is. Okay. A billionaire paid Jeffrey Epstein $158 million for tax and estate planning. Look, you're smart, okay? And I would use the word astute. Who the hell has ever spent $158 million on estate planning services? I just did estate planning. Okay. And I know some of these estate planners that are the high-end estate planners that deal with billionaires. I was at an event a few weeks ago. Only 60 billionaire families were invited. I was there myself. We're at a Goldman Sachs event. It's in Chicago. It was a very intimate event. And even those guys use similar estate planners that you go through, and you can do unique ways of doing it, the irrevocable life insurance trust, the ILETs, all the stuff that you do.
Okay.
You want the world to believe Leon Black gave Epstein $158 million just for tax and estate planning services? If you're enjoying this interview as much as I enjoyed doing it when I was sitting with them, you may want to go order the shirt allegedly, because the word allegedly is used a lot in an interview like this, and it's right here. You can order the shirt. Last time we launched the allegedly shirt, sold out in no time. And trust me, it's very interesting the looks you get when you're in the airport, at the gym. You got a shirt on that says allegedly. People will come and smile at you, laugh at you, but many times they'll say, where did you get the shirt from? So pause the video, place your order, and then go back to the interview.
Take care, everybody.
You want the world to believe Leon Black gave Epstein $158 million just for tax and estate planning services?
I'm not asking the world to believe anything.
Do you believe that?
Do I believe it? I have no reason to doubt it. Jeffrey was dealing with large sums of money for people. Look, if he saved the guy $1 billion, I don't know. I'm just speculating,
Right.
which I am reluctant
Totally
to do.
fine. No, it's totally
But
fine.
if he saved the guy $1 billion or the company $1 billion, well, that doesn't seem like an unreasonable fee.
Can I give you another business model?
Sure. Give
So
me as
here's
many as you
another,
want.
let's just kind of, since we're in business, maybe here's another business model. Another business model could be, hey, Leon, okay, I'll give you a crazy story.
Okay.
I've been in the life insurance business for 20 years, okay? 20-some years.
And you haven't tried to sell me a policy yet?
Not yet. Okay. No, not yet. Believe it or not, I stopped selling a while ago, but we sold the agency 2 years ago. Matter of fact, today is what day? 29. Tomorrow is the last day of my earnout of 2 years.
Okay.
So
Congratulations.
it's been great. Yeah, we increased EBITDA 78%. It's been good numbers. They're happy. Everybody's happy. It's been a very nice exit. But early on in my career, I'm 25 years old. And I hear this story about this one insurance executive, rock star, very good at what he was doing, climbing up. He's going to make millions, very good on stage, great communicator, doing very good, married, 3 kids. I think I want to say he's Asian, Filipino, not that that detail matters or not, but guys are telling horror stories to kind of get you from not making any mistakes. So one day, he hires this young Asian girl that starts working with them to become an insurance agent. They go on appointments, 1 appointment, 2nd appointment, 3rd appointment. After the 3rd appointment, she invites him back to her place. He says, no, I can't. He says, no, let's just go back. It's right here. We can just go here and you can show me some of the stuff on the needs analysis we did. Let's just go back. Goes back. They go to her place, 1 glass of wine, 2nd glass of wine. They end up in the bedroom and, trust the science. Science takes over, right? And extracurricular activities, et cetera, he leaves. Goes home, doesn't see her for a week. A week later, a package shows up. Back in the days was VHS. Takes the VHS, puts the VHS, shows everything that happened with a note saying, if you don't give me this much money and wire it to this account, this is going to be sent to your family, this is going to be sent to the company, and this is going to be sent to all your agents. The guy panics, doesn't know what to do, sends the money. She still sends the tapes. Destroys his life, destroys everything, but he made the decision. That's in the insurance industry, and it's only for $100,000. Right. Now, can we speculate and say, what if your brother had some real dirt on Leon Black to say, hey, Leon, here's what I got, bro. And listen, we can go have a nice Bordeaux bottle of wine and have some, high-end Japanese Wagyu beef with foie gras and sea urchin and whatever we want to have, and it's all cool. But, dude, you need to wire me $158 million. And I've already talked to my lawyers because I've gone after people like you in the early 70s and the 80s when guys were stealing money from others. So I know how to deal with guys like you. If you can put a consulting services, tax and estate planning, because our legal, you can do that, and no one's going to question it. And you can talk to your lawyers and everything, but I need $158 million in my account to be transferred to this. Do you think there's a possibility that could happen?
I don't think so, because that's not the Jeffrey I knew. To go after guys that stole money from investors.
You didn't hang out with them a lot, though.
But I know him for a long time, okay? I mean, I'm not a kid anymore, and neither was he. To go after crooked brokers who screwed investors, that's more who Jeffrey was. I'd be surprised if he was blackmailing Leon Black for $158 million. Also, another interesting point. I mean, I doubt Jeffrey gave him wine and took him into a bedroom and has videotapes of Jeffrey and Leon Black. That's not what you're suggesting.
That him and Jeffrey?
Yeah. No. I'm being facetious in saying that.
I'm saying he may have a video with Leon and a younger woman.
No, I understand that, but the point I'm trying to bring out is that
we don't want to upset the LGBTQ community. Mark, don't do that, because
what's that?
I don't want to upset the LGBTQ community. It's
no, absolutely not. I'm not looking to upset anybody, but the journalists who I'm talking to, pointed out that, if that was the case, and with all the quote victims out there, none of them have said that they were trafficked to anybody with names other than that girl Virginia, okay, who first accused Alan Dershowitz, and Prince Andrew, and she's recanted the Alan Dershowitz story. She said, no, that was a mistake. So I mean, to me and to a lot of people who hear this, that seems more implausible. That she's accused. How do you sleep with somebody, assuming she slept with him, and then say, oh no, it wasn't him? Or did she really sleep with him?
There's a number of girls that have come out. That could be a one-off. If we go through the list of girls and the pictures and in the plane, young girls on his lap and all these other things, are you even speculating that maybe even, because you're not even doing that, you're saying that he did have a relationship with some underage woman because he called and told you that.
Told me,
so you're
yes.
not even using that card, right? I mean, we've seen this picture, we've seen a lot of different things.
Right.
But all I'm saying is that is a pretty powerful business model. That's a pretty powerful business model. I can give you a whole different story, and I don't want to go through it.
But to go back to your initial question, is Jeffrey knew how to make money with investing. I don't think he needed to go down that road to make more money.
Oh, Mark, come on, Mark. To make $158 million.
He's made a lot of money in his life.
No, but I get that. I'm not disputing that.
And he was far from the richest guy on the planet. There were people.
Can I ask you a question? You said something earlier. You said at the time I looked it up, it was going to be the biggest bill ever put up, over $100 million, right?
Right.
You've been around how many rich people in your life? Plenty.
Some, yeah.
Okay. When have you ever heard a $158 million estate planning services paid for? Especially in a case like this with a controversial figure like your brother. Mark, that's a little weird.
Okay, but to be honest with you, I'm the wrong guy to ask that question. Yeah. I'm not involved with the financial community.
No, I get that.
I'm not involved with estate planning, so I don't know what the norms are.
I think you're being fair, but for one to sit down and do some of those services, that's a little bit weird to have that kind of a number being brought up.
Has your mind blown up yet? Have you sat there and said, I cannot believe what Mark just said to me? Allegedly. This interview is a perfect interview to go sport the gear. Allegedly, if you haven't ordered your shirt yet, click here, the QR code, go to vtmerch.com. Place your order allegedly. It's one of the hottest items we have in our merch store. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye, bye-bye.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.